All right. Well, fall's coming in the northwest. Thought I'd take this time before everything starts to die off to show you what the bog looks like after a year. I think the last video was about a year ago. Um, Obviously, the whole purpose for the bog is to keep the water cleaner in the pond so that the fishies are more healthy. I'm happy to report that the fishies are very healthy. They're doing pretty great. I haven't been out here for a while because I just had surgery on my bicep. Uh, but with the bog in place, I feel pretty comfortable about leaving them on cruise control, which I pretty much did. They haven't been fed today, so hopefully we'll get them fed. That's strange. I wonder why he's hanging out there. Odd. Anyways, the flowers have just gone crazy. Christina's done a great job with them, and pretty much everywhere we put them, they just have gone crazy this year. Look at these bad boys over here. I think these are the same flowers. I've never seen these grow this big. I mean, that's huge. So the bog is not finished, as you can tell. I intended to do the finished rock work around the edges this year, but I had an injury in January and just had surgery a week ago. So yeah, haven't been able to do any of that. But it did give me some time to refine the design. Originally, the bog was being fed by the same pump that's in that skimmer over there, under that thing. So it was pumped all the way around the edges, came around, and then into the bog, and it was split to this waterfall up here and this waterfall here. But I discovered the hard way after years of having this pond that it really needs the equivalent of a bottom drain. So it needs to pull stuff that sits from the bottom, that makes it to the bottom. It's not enough to have just a skimmer if your pond is, I would say, past 18 inches deep. I have coming up 5 feet, something like that. So yeah, we don't want to do that. So anyways, long story short, we added a second pump. It's down there, you can't see it, of course, and it comes up through here, which this will be hidden eventually, but I'll get into that later. Anyways, so that feeds the bog exclusively, and the bigger pump feeds these two waterfalls, 1 and 2. But of course, we don't have the luxury of solar. We have too many trees around us, which I'm not complaining about. But running two big old pumps doesn't make sense. So we run the bog filtration system 24/7, and we run the waterfalls a few times a day. Primarily the times that we're more likely to be outside or looking out the window. And of course, it's all smart, Google enabled, so we can turn it on remotely whenever we want. Everything works. I also had to fight with the aerator. That's a whole different story. But anyways, so the part of another reason that we haven't made this more permanent is because we're going to take some of the water here and divert it so that it creates more current. So it's going to break. I'm going to split it here. It's going to have some jets, and it's going to push everything towards the skimmer, so that will help keep the leaves and everything that falls on there and sits on the surface. It'll help keep it moving towards the skimmer. It does an okay job right now, but this definitely is kind of a dead area. So we'll be doing that. And we'll be fixing all this stuff. But anyways, the design is certainly working well. We cleaned it. I think I've cleaned it twice. The first time it really didn't need it. The second time it kind of did. It's interesting. Originally there was water sitting on top of the gravel. Now the water, I mean, it is coming out the top of the gravel, but not a lot. I think the majority of it is coming out near the front here. Not sure if we need to clean more to make it come out more evenly. I don't think so. I think it just kind of, it's just how the gravel settled that it pours towards the front, the low spots. So I think that's probably a natural feature. If you have any thoughts on that, feel free to leave comments. When we built the bog, we built a big planter area around it, and that area is doing pretty well. We haven't gotten the irrigation to that area, so everything's kind of been struggling through the dry summer, but everything seems to be doing okay. It doesn't get direct sunlight, so that does help. And now we're going to feed the fish. We'll see how they do.